From the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, welcome to Iowa Live. I am Lou, and we are very excited to be joined by a couple of very special guests here today. You're going to enjoy the program because you're going to learn something. If you're a Hawkeye fan, you're going to learn something about the Hawkeyes and the mascot you've come to know and love, and the mascots that used to be at Iowa. Maybe you did not realize that the mascots were not always the mascot that you see roaming the sidelines at Hawkeye football games or basketball games or other sporting events like that. Professor Jeff Stein with the Iowa Almanac joins us occasionally to talk about things that happened on this day. So we're going to just run through the Iowa Almanac for today, okay, folks? So let's take a look at this because we're used to the mascots wearing costumes, prowling the sidelines at college football games. But at the University of Iowa, did you realize that live animals used to be used? And Jeff Stein from the Iowa Almanac is joining us right now. Hello, Mr. Stein.
Lou, good morning. How are you, sir?
Very good. We started the Iowa Almanac talking about live animals being used on the sidelines at sporting events, including the University of Iowa.
Well, let's go back to 1908. A live bear by the name of Birch arrived from Idaho and started prowling the sidelines at Hawkeye football games.
A bear.
Students enjoyed.
It was a bear.
A real live bear.
All right, let's take a look. We have a photo of Birch. There he is. It's a bear on a chair, and that was on the sidelines at the Hawkeye games.
Now, here's the fun part. Students enjoyed wrestling with him, but then, frankly, he got a little too large, and it wasn't safe. So, bye-bye Birch. Well, then later, Rex the dog served not only as the ROTC, but also the university mascot. That was for a 5-year period from 1927 to 1932, but neither Birch the bear or Rex the dog matched the Hawkeye nickname.
So a bear and a dog were the mascots for the Hawkeyes, but there was a better fit that came with the animal or the being that we know today, right?
Absolutely, and rather formalistic, if you will.
Oh.
We're up to 1948 at this point, and that was when the first hawk mascot actually appeared, and it was a cartoon drawn by Iowa journalism instructor Dick Spencer. They had a Name the Mascot contest, and a Belle Plaine alum by the name of John Franklin won for his suggestion of Hercules the Hawk. But that, of course, quickly got shortened to the now familiar Herky. Okay, so Hercules, but you can call him Herky because you're a friend. Herky was simply a cartoon. It took another decade before he would come to life.
All right, so Herky's real first name is Hercules. Herky's just a nickname, right?
Absolutely. Lou is a nickname for you, I trust.
Yeah, short for Lewis, yeah. So there you go. So when did we finally see an animal that resembled Hercules?
Okay, let's go to Friday, October 5th, this date in 1956. That's 66 years ago. It was the first pep rally of the college football season in Iowa City, and there a hawk made his appearance. Literally a real hawk, the third live species to be an Iowa mascot, but the first that actually matched the team's nickname. 3 years after that, Lou, a member of an Iowa fraternity created a costume inspired by Dick Spencer's Herky cartoon, and the now famous tradition of a person as mascot began at the University of Iowa, but the first live Herky was an actual hawk who made his first appearance when Hawkeyes gathered for the pep rally in Iowa City on this date in 1956.
All right, I bet you a lot of you Hawkeye fans didn't realize that, but of course we have Hawkeye fans. What about Cyclone fans? I'll talk about their mascot real quick.
Well, you got to be fair. In 1954, members of Iowa State's Pep Council decided the university needed a mascot, but it's hard to have a cyclone, a weather system, as a mascot. What costume would you have? So they decided instead on a cardinal. Why? Because the school colors are cardinal and gold. So then they had a contest to name the new mascot. 17 people said it should be Cy, short for Cyclone. And therefore, Cy the Cardinal made his debut at ISU homecoming on October 16, 1954. By the way, that first Cy was rather imposing, 8 feet tall, thank you very much, and the costume cost $200 to create.
Yeah, there you see the great costume on the screen right there. Now, finally, about you and I, they have not one, but two mascots, right?
Absolutely. You and I's teams are the Panthers, so you might imagine what the mascot would look like. There's a male and a female. The male is now known as TC, that's short for the cat, and the female is TK, short for the kitten. And by the way, and I know you'll want to do this, you can have TC Panther or TK Panther come to your birthday party or special event. They even have a rate scale on a website to help you out.
There you go. We got everybody covered. Look at that mascot in the middle there, too, with the beard and glasses. I wonder who that is. I wonder what school he represents. But there you go. Thank you, Professor Stein. But on this day, Herky came to life. If people want to get more information about what we talked about, where can they go?
Right over your shoulder it is, IowaAlmanac.com.
That's perfect. Great. Thank you, Professor Stein. We always learn something when you visit, and we especially like today's edition.
Thank you, Lou. Always a privilege. Have a great day.
All right, you too. And we will have the privilege of heading over to the Blank Park Zoo and see the baby giraffe's first steps outside. That's coming up next on Iowa Live.